second board has gone up. Red lights go on. And for 15 minutes, the Demon Tweeks Yokohama Locost Championship gets underway. Good start there by Murray Shepherd from pole position as the field streaks off down towards the first corner at Riches. Jeff Peake trying to go with him. And what can Simon Walker-Hansel do? He'll be an interesting one to watch from row 5. It looks like, though, from the outside of the front row, it's Jeff Peake has got the lead of the race here, away from Murray Shepherd already as they go through the first corner up towards the Wilson hairpin now. Who is that in third place? It's Craig Land in third. It is in fourth, Carl Roycenars, isn't it? At the moment, number 84. You can see Tim Penstone-Smith and Scrappy Jack, the Union flag liveried car, number 47, just ahead of the reigning champion, number 12, Tom Gadd.
Absolutely. Down the Bentley straight they go, zigzagging a bit is our leader, Jeff Peake. But how long is that going to be the case? Murray Shepherd up the inside and up to inside of both of them. Craig Land making it free, Locost across the road, but it's Murray Shepherd in the middle. His engine doesn't seem too bad, does it? He leads then through the Nelson corner with, in second place now, the car of Craig Land, and down to third, the early leader, Jeff Peake. There's the reigning champ. Number 12, Tom Gadd, chasing Tim Penstone-Smith, and a challenge for the lead. Murray Shepherd having feeling the need to defend there into Coram on the inside line. Craig Land had to look to the outside. It didn't work for him, so same order. But it probably won't be the same order when they get to the end of the next straight, will it, Ian?
No, Martin West there I can see in fifth place. Well, Simon Walker-Hansel up to sixth in number 4. So he's already made up 3 places from the start of this race. Here they come then, getting up close to the pit wall. Murray Shepherd, and so to the car behind him as well. But look at them, 2, 3, 4 abreast some of them as they go across the line. That's Carl Roycenars and Jeff Peake pretty much side by side for third place there. Martin West, and arm out in the air for, I think that was Jeff Peake, and off the circuit went Martin West. That was all a bit strange.
And a change for the lead. Somehow they did stay in the same order down the straight,
yeah.
But they're changed now for the lead at Wilson. Well, Penstone-Smith's gone fourth there at the hairpin, but it's Craig Land that leads. So if Jeff Peake pulled off, I presume he has. Yeah, Martin West went on the grass, wasn't it? So a problem for Peake and for Richards. And whether that... Oh, there he is, going slow. Oh, when they contact, the car rides over the top of another one. They've got away with it, but that one car was airborne briefly. Shepherd's got the lead back. Land is second. Gap back to Roussenard, and then Penstone-Smith going side by side with Simon Walker-Hansel. Walker-Hansel on the inside. There's one car smoking, and that's the one that had the contact midway down the straight.
Yeah, so an interesting turn of events, this one. Tom Gadd going through. There's Martin West behind him, so he didn't lose too much, actually, Martin West, with that excursion onto the grass, by the looks of things. So he's still in a reasonably competitive position.
I think it was 42, Andrew Tate, who had the car right over the back of his car.
Okay, that's a shame, because he went well earlier on, didn't he, finishing the race in 5th position. So there is number 2, Murray Shepherd, our race leader. Going with him is number 87, Craig Land. These two have got quite a gap over the rest now, haven't they? Carl Roycenars, number 84, in 3rd place, but it really is just 2 for the lead at the moment. So can the rest of them work together to reel the leaders in? I'm not sure working together is not necessarily on their mind, as Craig Land in the TSR car takes the lead away from Murray Shepherd.
And behind Penstone-Smith there, getting back ahead of Simon Walker-Hansel. There's that damaged car of Tate. And so behind Walker-Hansel, you've got Paul Clark. Late on the brakes is Penstone-Smith. He goes up the inside of Roussenard and tags him. And Roussenard's that broken.
Oh, I think it's broken steering or something, hasn't it?
It's had a load of understeering. It's really bizarre, that was. It seems to come back again for Roussenard, but an aggressive move there from Tim Penstone-Smith.
So he's in a straight line now, but will it work when he gets to Brundle and Nelson? Certainly Tom Gadd and Martin West trying to capitalise on that as they head their way down the Bentley Straight into Brundle and Nelson. It's still Murray Shepherd leading, Craig Land in 2nd place, 3rd now is Simon Walker-Hansel by the looks of it. Tim Penstone-Smith is 4th, Paul Clark 5th, 6th is Tom Gadd, then 7th is Carl Roycenard, still going, and then it's Gary Brandon, I think, in 8th place now.
It's almost like the contact locked the steering on for a moment, but then Roussenard sorted it out and away he goes. But really this time it does look like a 2-way battle up front, doesn't it? So Shepherd and Land, it's Shepherd ahead, and then there's that real battle behind them. So a 2-way strategy-minded race for the top 2 cars, Murray Shepherd and Craig Land.
Coming through to complete the 3rd lap then, top 2 well away, Murray Shepherd and Craig Land from the rest. I think it is going to be tough for anyone to catch these two now, isn't it? As they head their way into which is corner. So can Land make it 3 different winners out of 3 races this weekend, or can Murray Shepherd, who's won races before this season, do it? Tim Pensdale-Smith there is up into 3rd place now by the looks of it. Behind him, you've got Simon Ward-Cancel and Paul Clark going side by side for 4th place. Tom Gadd, lots of green cars in this race, or cars with green on them. He's in 5th, but Carl Roysenar's now trying to fight back after his issue on the previous lap, and he's got off the circuit briefly. That's going to sap his momentum and allow Gary Brandon and possibly Martin West to get back through again.
It's very busy, isn't it, in that battle heading down the Bentley Straight. The 2 leaders going to exchange places again. Shepherd going through. Almost it's the cars behind that are more entertaining to watch, because the 2 leaders using the long straights just to slipstream past one another, and it's that battle for 3rd which is trading positions all the time. Pensdale-Smith hangs on this time ahead of Walker-Hansel, then Clark, then Gadd, then West and Roussenard and the rest of them in this group. Andrew Tate hanging on in there despite that damage to the back of his car that's still slowly smoking away. Let's hope that mudguard's not cutting the tyre at all. Good drive this from Tim Pensdale-Smith. He qualified way down the order yesterday. Walker-Hansel didn't qualify at all yesterday in their 3rd and 4th positions after working their way through the order today.
Yeah, well, touch wood, we'll get full race incidents this time. Earlier on, of course, we finished under the safety car. As the leaders go side by side once again. Craig Land in the dark car, the green and white car of Murray Shepherd on the outside line for Rich's corner. So Craig Land goes back through into the lead of the race. They cross the line at exactly the same time on the clock at the start of the lap. So who's going to be 3rd now? Is it still going to be Tim Pensdale-Smith? No, he's fallen to the back of that group, hasn't he? He was 3rd over the line, and he was about 6th into Rich's. So these 3 have gone past him.
Yeah.
Paul Clark, Tom Gadd and Simon Walker-Hansel.
They're all sort of in the opposite order than they were when they crossed the line.
Yeah.
Both Clark and Gadd have got past both Walker-Hansel and Pensdale-Smith. There's Gary Brandon, 74. He exits Chapman Curve, being chased by Andrew Tate.
I think the smoke's cleared up on that, as I don't know if part of the wheel arch has departed the party company with the car, but it's not smoking now, how it was.
How the 2 leaders were across the line, that may be what happens on the final lap of the race. So that's they've got to work it out, haven't they, over all these laps to see where they want to be positioned heading into that final lap of the race. There's Paul Clark up over the curve, sideways. Now here comes Tom Gadd. Not sure if he's been on the podium or was he yesterday, but he's not been the strongest start to his campaign, trying to defend his title.
No, and he didn't have the strongest end to last season either, really, did he? But he still managed to cling on for the championship. Again, if the championship concluded here at Snetterton on the 300 circuit in pretty horrible conditions. So Paul Clark there in 3rd place, Tom Gadd 4th, Simon Ward-Cancel 5th, Martin West now 6th, and Tim Pensdale-Smith 7th. So I wonder if Tim Pensdale-Smith's got a little bit of a problem there. Craig Land and Murray Shepherd go over the line. So it's 87 leading, 2 in 2nd place. 3rd is the 82 car of Paul Clark now. 4th, number 12, Tom Gadd. In 5th place, number 4, Simon Ward-Cancel. 6th is 94, Martin West. 7th, 84, Carl Roysenars. 8th, 47, Tim Pensdale-Smith. 9th, number 74, Gary Brandon. 10th, 42, Andrew Tate. At least that was the order.
Probably isn't anymore. The battle of 3rd is now headed by Walker-Hansel on the inside into Wilson Hairpin. West. Oh, and he gets clobbered, did he, by Paul Clark, who spins himself out. So Clark spins as cars having to go either side of him. Andrew Tate's way off on the grass. Not sure if he had his own moment there. Paul Clark got to try and get it back going again, and he starts driving the wrong way around the circuit. Realises that's not going to be the quickest way back. Goes on the grass and will rejoin now, but drops a long way down the order. So what will that do to the 3rd place battle when they get to the end of the straight? There they are. Walker-Hansel's got it from West and Gadd. So Tom Gadd's lost some positions in all of that, and the 3 of them have got a bit of a gap over Roussenard, and Tim Pensdale-Smith falling away some more. I think he had to take a grassy diversion to miss Paul Clark.
Yeah, so top 2 are about 5 seconds clear of all of this, but it's Simon Ward-Cancel then that's looking good for final podium position here. As this mix of black and green cars comes through. Martin West there in 4th, Tom Gadd 5th. To the line they come to complete lap number 6 now. Leaders crossing the line and I think lapping I think that's the Jack Chapman car that was being lapped. On the line go the rest of them, including this next group. It's Simon Ward-Cancel losing out here to Martin West. And Tom Gadd trying to follow through as well. Gadd, the Lincolnshire driver. There's Pensdale-Smith. He's still ahead of Gary Brandon. Back ahead of Gary Brandon, I should say, because they were in a different order over the line. In into the Wilson hairpin they go. We've now got 4 cars here because Wilson has sort of latched himself back onto this group as well. Which he wasn't at the end of the lap. He's found a bit of time in the first couple of corners. And he is in the thick of this challenge for 3rd place. Meanwhile, for the lead, it is Murray Shepherd that's gone back through. So that's a change around because Craig Land was in front at the beginning of the lap.
3rd place, Russell's got this car to lap of Matt Rowe. It's going to get a bit awkward here. It's getting very awkward here for the 3rd place battle because they can't find a way through initially. And they do now, but they've lost even more time to the leaders there, I would suggest. They didn't really change order though in all of that. They stayed in the same line with Martin West at the head of it and Carl Roussenard at the back, and in the middle you have Simon Walker-Hansel and Tom Gadd. There's Brandon and Penstone Smith. Here's at back of the 3rd though, and Walker-Hansel had a look to the outside there of Martin West. West's a bit sideways, but it's good to see him. We've been looking at sideways action over the weekend, but that doesn't lose people too much momentum.
It seems not, doesn't it? Over the line they come again to complete lap number 7, so probably 3 laps to go. Best lap of the race so far has gone to Murray Shepherd on a 1:32.23, so still outside Matt Sherrington's lap record. And it's West that sweeps into 3rd place and Gadd into 4th place ahead of Simon Walker-Hansel there. He goes down to 5th, but is immediately fighting back on the exit of Richie's corner. He will try and get alongside Tom Gadd on the brakes for Wilson, and he will go through. That leaves the door open for Carl Royston to try and follow and get past Tom Gadd, but he wasn't able to in the end. So back along the Bentley Straight they go. In the final third of this race now, a long way behind the leaders, about 7 or 8 seconds behind the leaders. We're going to change around again because Murray Shepherd goes back through on the inside of Craig Land into Brundle. Meanwhile, the next group heading down to Brundle themselves now. Martin West it is that is in 3rd place, from Tom Gadd, Simon Walker-Hansel. That's 94, 12 and 4 in that order. And now you've got Gary Brandon latching himself onto this group as well once again.
Pace of earlier, have you good battles further back too. There's that's the car of Andrew Tate recovering, and behind him is Dave Berry there, I think, and then just behind that's the lap car about to be lapped by Kevin Straw, making his return to Locost this season.
Here's the battle for 3rd then. Martin West, Tom Gadd, number 12, and then Simon Walker-Hansel losing a few car lengths there actually to those two. I don't think it's a big enough gap for them to have broken the toe though. As they go side by side over the line, it's going to be Tom Gadd that positions his car on the inside line for Richie's corner, I think. Meanwhile, a bit further back, you can see Paul Clark recovering after his spin. Also going through there, I think you can see...
Walker-Hansel's off and Roussenard spins, so as soon as we look at another battle, it all goes wrong for the 3rd place battle. So Walker-Hansel goes through the gravel at Richie's and back on, and Roussenard is going to recover too, but obviously a bit of an incident between the pair of them. So that certainly has allowed West and Gadd to get away. There's Penstone Smith, that will put him 6th. Here's Tate, who had that grassy moment a couple of laps ago, who's just ahead of Berry. And there's the recovering Walker-Hansel with dirt on his tyre, getting it all sideways.
Yeah, so he's going to be well down the order now. We are going to have one more lap to go at the end of this one, I suspect. It looks like it's going to be between Martin West and Tom Gadd now for 3rd and 4th position. We've got 22, 40 and 5 all involved here. So Kieran Sill, David Martin and George Grice a bit further back down the order, having a battle. That's for about 15th, 16th and 17th position. I think Jack Artis might have been in there as well, who was a retirement from yesterday's race.
Good now, I guess, with 1 lap to go to see what's going on with the leaders, because all that working out they've been doing for the last 5 or 10 minutes, they've now got to put into action for the final lap of the race. So keep switching positions, Murray Shepherd and Craig Land. Great battles back here though. They're being headed by Kieran Sill over those behind, car 40 included. That's David Martin.
Just saw Craig Land go across the line, start his last lap in the lead of the race out of the commentary box window, so we'll try and pick that battle up in a minute, but it's hard to know where to look when you've got so many good battles going on here. Certainly the number 5 car of George Grice getting very sideways there through Coram, but nevertheless managing to hold on to position towards the back end of the top 20. There are the 2 leaders though. They're onto the back straight for the final time.
That gap's bigger than I expected, but weaving about trying to break the toe now, Craig Land. I mean, weave about too much, you also lose all your momentum, don't you?
Well, you're also covering more distance as well, aren't
exactly.
you? So it's Shepherd that's gone back through as a result of that. Now, Craig Land here would have been hoping for a first win and to make it 3 different winners out of 3 races this season. Can he come back in the final couple of corners, Josh?
He's certainly give it a good go, won't he? It's going to be a race to the line, I'm sure. But he's Land keen to go through before then. Shepherd defends really hard in decorum, absolutely shut the door there. So Craig Land thinks, well, I have to go to the outside then. You're not giving me any other choice. Now, it's all about the run to the line. So a good exit needed here for Murray Shepherd, who puts everything into it. He runs out all 4 wheels over the curb, though, which, well, has he been counting up his track limit offences? And if he hasn't used them all up, he used one there.
Checkered flag made ready. It looks like it's going to be Murray Shepherd up to the line, though. Craig Land tries to pull out, but he can't quite do it. So it's Murray Shepherd that does the double this weekend. 2 races out of 3 from who's going to be third. The side-by-side over the line, and I think that's just Martin West getting third from Tom Gadd. 5th goes the way of Gary Brandon, 6th 10 Penstone Smith. And it's a gap back to the 7th place car, which I think is going to be Simon Court.
He retired in the earlier race, so
he did.
New to racing this weekend. That was a good drive from the back to 7th.
And 8th to Andrew Tate, number 42. 9th, I think, to Dave Berry, and 10th to, I think that was that Simon Walker cancel? Yes, it was, that came across the line in 10th place after his earlier off. But yeah, Murray Shepherd, and probably just using that bit of extra experience over Craig Land to get the win.
Yeah, Craig Land had a nice lead, didn't he, going out onto the Bentley straight on that last lap. But as you say, zapping his momentum by flicking it one side to the other and covering more of the circuit, and therefore and giving away the slipstream too to Murray Shepherd, I don't think was the ideal thing to do. And Murray Shepherd quite easily got the pass into Brundle. Then he was quite aggressive, wasn't he, at keeping Land back, and he knew he was quick through Murray's. Used a lot of the road at Murray's to get as much momentum to the line, and that was just enough to hold off Craig Land.
Let's have a rundown of the results then. So it was a win for number 2, Murray Shepherd, and he beat Craig Land by just over a tenth of a second, number 87. Third was number 94, Martin West. In 4th place, number 12, Tom Gadd. 5th to number 74, Gary Brandon. 6th to number 47, Tim Penstone Smith. In 7th place, number 55, Simon Court. 8th to number 42, Andrew Tate. 9th was number 28, Dave Berry, and 10th was number 4, Simon Walker Hansel. Then it was Carl Roycenars, Kevin Straw, Paul Clark, Paul Keynes, Trevor Forge, George Grice, Jack Artist, Kieran Searle, Jonathan Higgins, and Rob Sisson, rounding out the top 10. So that's all the Demon Tweeks Yokohama Locost action for this weekend, but they'll be returning to the track very soon. In fact, at Brands Hatch, in just 4 weeks' time, and then they go to Anglesey in mid-September. Alton Park, the island circuit, is where they're racing in October, and then their season will be completed at Donington Park for another triple header in November. So basically a race meeting a month for the Demon Tweeks Yokohama Low-Cost Championship, and Murray Shepherd, I imagine, will be leaving Snetterton in a strong position in the championship. So he will head in and have another word with Anthony Jordan in just a moment. The driver's showing their appreciation to the marshals on the slowing down lap around this 2-mile Snetterton circuit. Still plenty more racing to come. Protec Shock Sports Specials Championship coming up next in a few moments' time. But there is our race winner, and Murray Shepherd getting a little bit too close to the winners board there. Let's head down to Anthony Jordan to hear from Murray Shepherd.
Murray, well done. Another win there, and it's fantastic to see. You were very lucky there on the last one to get the slipstream at just the right time, I would say.
Yeah, it's all a game of chess in low-cost racing, and just got to be patient. I was watching a lot of onboards of previous low-cost weekends here, and Mike Comber seemed to be pretty good had very good tactics here, so I kind of swatted up on what he was up to and basically replicated that. And we worked together, worked with Craig Land very well, just using each other as a slingshot to get away, because, coming second's not so bad either. So and just brought it down to the last lap and fought it out, and he fought very, very hard. So again, I was a bit lucky, but yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, no, excellent stuff. And of course, the race behind again was still its busy self. There was lots of yellows. Luckily, of course, you managed to get through, and it was all fine.
Yeah. Yes. No, it's great fun as ever. started the day getting up at my brother Ted's house, just thinking we're going to load the car up and head off home because we shared a mount, so it overheated badly yesterday twice. We're well down on power, which we still are, so we'll get the engine out, strip it down, have a look, and try and get that extra oomph so we can get a gap next time. So.
Yeah, definitely so. It's always good fun racing, but it's always nice to have that good buffer, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
Well, again, well done on another win.
Thank you very much. Cheers.